Hi, I'm reviewing ReDone jeans. So I'm going to start off by introducing myself so you know my point of view. I have an online vintage shop. I started on Depop in mid-2016 selling vintage clothing of all kinds. Over the past year and a half, I've learned a lot about vintage clothing in general, and I really fell in love with vintage denim. It's so easy to wear in every setting, you know, you can dress it up, you can dress it down. I wear vintage jeans probably like 4 times a week at least if I'm wearing jeans. When I heard about ReDone on Instagram, I just was so curious because it's vintage Levi's but reshaped into a more modern fit. So ReDone jeans, if you don't know, they're a company based out of LA, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've understood, they have a very sustainable business model. Basically what they do is they get vintage denim from old warehouses and God knows where, I don't know. And they essentially rip it apart at the seams and take that fabric and they reshape it into a new pair of jeans. So basically it's vintage denim, but not really vintage denim. I'm going to be comparing 2 pairs of ReDone jeans I got recently with 2 pairs of true vintage Levi's that have not been altered, genuinely from the 80s and 90s, and we're going to see how they compare. The first pair I got is their ultra high rise wide leg, I believe that's what it's called. This pair was $76. It was discounted from, I believe, $380, something like that, which is a huge discount, and I got a size 28. And the second pair I got is their ultra high rise straight leg. I actually got this from another website called Forward by Elise Walker. I got it because they also had a ReDone sale. They had also an additional coupon code, so I got an ultra discount on these two. Not as much as the other pair, but this pair was discounted from, I'd say, over $300 down to $181. I'm comparing them to these 2 pairs of vintage Levi's that I love. This first pair is my favorite pair, a Levi's 501 jean. They're super distressed at the knees and cut off ankles, and they're super thin because I've worn them for at least 8 months straight. I don't think I've even washed them very much, and they only cost me $22 on Depop. The second pair of jeans I'm going to be comparing to the ReDones are these vintage early 90s 501s. Oh, and these were only, I thrifted these. These were the second pair of 501s that I ever found. I thrifted them for, I believe it was around $4.99 from Savers. Okay, let's talk about the most important aspect of jeans, the fit. Back to the first pair, the wide leg jeans from ReDone. I actually really love the fit. I got a size 28 in both of the ReDone jeans, and these fit really well, but that's only because of the ultra high rise. If I wanted to get a lower rise, I would definitely size up just because I have big hips. I really actually love the fit. I love the paneling. I love the frayed ankle. It's very modern and it feels very true vintage. The only weird thing I found is that the denim actually does have a bit of stretch. The paneling is a bit weird. So the idea is that, you know, the light wash is made from one denim and the dark wash is made from another. But it looks like they almost painted the dark wash on the jean after they sewed it together instead of actually using a darker wash. I'm not sure why they would do that. The second pair I got is ultra high rise straight leg. And again, if these were a mid or lower rise, I would have to size up for sure. But I was able to get my true waist size, which is again a 28. The fit is really nice. Because of the high rise, it holds in my love handles really well and it kind of perks the butt up. And this pair does not have any stretch. The wash is really beautiful. Yeah, I really do enjoy this pair. And for what I paid, I do think it's worth the price, to be honest. Now let's compare it to my favorite pair of vintage denim, these Levi's. As you can see, they are very well loved. They fit me perfectly. They have a slightly lower rise than the other 2 pairs that I got. These, honestly, I've worn them obviously more than these 2 ReDone pairs, so they have a bit of an advantage because they kind of fit my shape better. But I can tell that if I wear especially that ultra high rise pair that doesn't have any stretch, it's gonna fit me just like these do in a few weeks. And then I'm just gonna talk about this last pair. It fits exactly like the ultra high rise straight leg from ReDone. They have perfectly copied the early 90s style of Levi's, which was very high rise, very slim hip, and a very straight leg. Essentially, both pairs are very asymmetrical. The wide leg, aside from the paneling issue that I talked about earlier, the back pockets especially are quite asymmetrical. The back pockets are one of the most important things about shaping the butt. If the pockets are lopsided, your bum is going to be lopsided. I don't think that is a big issue if you're getting these on sale, but if you're getting these for full price, I feel like they should be more symmetrical and better tailored, if you ask me. I do enjoy the handmade aspect, but I feel like they should still be symmetrical. Same with the ultra high rise. The pockets are a bit asymmetrical, especially in the front. The right pocket I can hardly stick my hand in, but the left pocket is fine and normal, so that's a little weird. Another big thing that I've been seeing ever since I started seeing these jeans on Instagram is their back pockets are really big. I think that's up to you if you prefer that or not. Also, the bum pocket comes all the way to the side seam. That part I find a little weird comparing the original true vintage Levi's. So these are very symmetrical. As you can tell, everything is where it should be. Nothing is lopsided because they're not Frankenstein jeans. They're made from original denim. Is it worth the price? That's my biggest question. In general, 501s, especially mid-rise ones, they're pretty common. You can get them between $30 to $130 depending on your size. Smaller vintage jeans are rarer than larger vintage jeans. Depending on the fit you want, I think you should first look online and check out eBay and other vintage shops and resources, because you can actually get vintage denim for pretty cheap. Thrifting it is a bit harder depending on your area. You can definitely find 501s on Etsy and eBay if you put a little bit of work into it. In terms of the price, I would not say I would pay $300, $400, $250 even for ReDone jeans, because the quality is there because of the vintage denim, but the tailoring is a little weird. I do appreciate that they make modern fits with vintage denim, so if you like that, I think it's very worth it. But my advice to you, if you're on more of a budget, look out for sales on ReDone. Look out for other stores that are selling ReDone jeans and that are on sale. You might have to sift a bit through Google to find that. And lastly, I recommend you search on eBay. Poshmark, Depop, they have pre-loved ReDone jeans by other people who bought them and don't want them anymore. What I do is I follow the ReDone search on eBay. So if I see a cool pair in a size 28 or 29, I kind of keep an eye on it and see if it's worth buying. But I do like the whole idea of it. I think they make really nice jeans. Asymmetry aspect doesn't really bother me that much. I think it's kind of interesting and unique, but for the full price I would not recommend. I hope this video wasn't too rambly. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you, and let me know if you buy yourself a pair.
Tall and tall and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes one, she passes goes on. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so
shaping your butt, so if they're asymmetrical. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks.